Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Super Vidya Cast. I am Austin.
And I am Travis.
And we're here to do our podcast.
Yep.
So, Travis, what are we talking about today?
Well, our first episode was talking about us. So naturally, I wanted to continue in that vein and talk about gaming news.
Oh, sweet.
We are a gaming channel after all, and I figured it would be good because there's been some really cool announcements over the last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Nintendo Switch.
Oh, now go.
Yeah, oh my god. That just brings me right back to where I'm just a Nintendo fanboy at heart.
It makes... Okay, if you haven't seen the trailer for Nintendo Switch, there will be a link in the description, or maybe I'll do a card right now.
Tattoo it on my forehead.
Maybe. Dude, a web-in tattoo? How cool would that shit be? I would do the one where the dog, poops on the beach, and he's like, oh, no! Anyway.
I wish I knew what you were talking about, but still, I like it.
I'll show you later.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, the Nintendo Switch. The trailer came out last week. It's hailed as the new Vo in gaming because it allows you to take your games, your AAA titles, your Legends of Zelda, your various Legends of Zelda, your
all of them.
They had Skyrim on there, but we'll get to that point later. But
okay.
They had a bunch of games that it showed you being able to take them with you on the go, and it showed somebody playing on a plane. It showed competitive play amongst multiple people with the little gamepad and their little dinky controllers.
Right.
I think that's going to be their new gimmick,
and
as it were.
That is just so cool to me because, I don't know if it's, Nintendo has always been just, the forefront of innovation when it comes to gaming. And I don't know if that's due to their history as a toy maker.
It's their mission statement, I think.
And, you can always count on PlayStation and Xbox, to be just
sleek graphics.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome hardware.
But Nintendo is always trying to innovate.
Yeah, push the bar forward.
Yeah.
Which is something that I greatly appreciate, and I've appreciated Nintendo since that was the first system we ever had.
Right, yeah.
And it far and away, even when we only had the NES, and all I could play was NES and Sega Genesis, I still picked the NES, even though the Genesis was better with its hardware, the titles for Nintendo, and just the way they treated their IP, their intellectual property, and the worlds that they built were singularly amazing. I mean, say what you will about Sonic and everything, they were great, but Nintendo just has that certain something that's just
yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch a little more. They are only shipping 2 million units at launch.
What?
Yes. And I think the launch date's March 2017. They're only going to ship 2 million units to
Why is
sell.
that?
Because the Wii U, they shipped 3. And they took a huge loss. Gargantuan loss on the Wii U. Because people didn't understand it. People thought it was an add-on, a peripheral, but it was an entirely new system.
Right.
The marketing department failed in that regard.
Yeah, they kind of did because, that's kind of, I'm kind of in the loop when it comes to gaming.
Yeah.
And I thought Wii U was an add-on.
Yeah, I did too. We never bought it.
I went to GameStop and I asked the guy, so is Wii U... Is this just like an add-on?
How much is the Wii U?
No, it's a new system.
$300. Oh.
Nothing but guts.
Nothing but guts.
But yeah,
it's going to be a conservative and cautious premiere of the system. I mean, they have to. That
could actually work out to their benefit.
Yeah, it could. It builds hype too. You know, the PlayStation. I forget how many units they shipped, but there was a hankering from the audience. There was a
little bit of Hank in there.
Taste for that PlayStation. Everybody wanted one, but they didn't have enough to meet the demand. So it built up, and I mean that was purposeful. And I don't know if that is Nintendo's goal with this, but I just think that it's a good plan. If we want it, we gotta reserve it early. And rest assured, Vidurinos, we will be getting the Nintendo Switch, and we will be Let's playing games on it, because Nintendo is the shiz.
But it'll be interesting trying to capture from it. Like, trying to figure out how to do that.
If our capture card doesn't work, then...
Yeah, and also interesting is the March launch. Yeah. Because most systems, of course, launch before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And this one's launching in March.
I can appreciate that they're not trying to rush it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you rush it to shelves, it's going to show, and they're going to have shit titles. I mean...
You just don't want to be rushing.
You don't.
You
want to be putting that behind you.
Always with the puns.
Oh, by the way, not Vladimir Putin. Randy Newman wrote a song about Randy Newman.
Did you just confuse Vladimir?
No, listen. Vladimir Putin wrote a song about... No, damn it, Randy Newman wrote a song about Vladimir Putin. It's like a farcical song.
A farcical
song. Whatever.
Vladimir Putin.
They're expecting $300 for the Nintendo Switch. And they're going to continue making games for the 3DS. But I foresee within the next year and a half, 2 years, they're going to phase it out. I feel like with the handheld qualities of the Switch, I feel like the Nintendo 3DS is going to go by the wayside, and they're going to stop making... Fuck you.
No, I'm still got to stuck up.
And one thing that concerns me is no official specs have been released. There's been some paste bin shit about dev kit specs, but... I don't know. We'll see.
I've heard that there'll be technical stuff released in January.
January? It's probably smart. I mean, keep it. They don't want to build the hype before the holiday season. They want to build it after the holiday season.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's going to have pretty good hardware. Not as good as the PS4, obviously, or the Xbone, but it will have good hardware. And I feel like that in and of itself is why they're holding back.
Yeah.
Is to build the hype after January 1st. Mm-hmm. But yeah, next topic. I feel like we've covered Nintendo Switch.
Cool.
Let's talk about GameStop. GameStop has now started accepting retro games in their stores. Retro games, consoles, and they're going to start selling them to people as well.
That's amazing.
No. Hear me out.
Okay.
I think it's bad because there is a market.
That is bad.
There is a market for games, Craigslist, swap meets, shit like that.
Okay.
That our needs have been fulfilled by, specialty gaming stores, again, swap meets, GameStop didn't need to do this. And why I'm scared is because GameStop historically has been very, very bad about giving you, a nice return for your money. And my fear is that these people will bring in their games and they'll give them shit money or shit store credit for it. Yeah. And then turn around and sell it at market value. Like, for instance, we have Sunset Riders, which we'll be playing sometime in the future. Yeah. One of our favorite games, by the way. But it's retailed right now at about $80. Yeah. Across the board, eBay, Amazon, swap meets, everywhere I've gone, $80 is the bare minimum price for that game. Mm-hmm. If you took that into a GameStop, I might even just do this and report on a SVB cast about, or an SVU, Law and Order. We haven't worked out the branding. But I might just do this and take that in and be like, how much can I get for this? And see what they say. Because my thoughts are that they're going to fuck me hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else.
And I'll see how much I'll get for store credit. I'll see how much I get for in-game or in-store cash, like in my pocket. And I bet you it's going to be like $15 maybe. Yeah. In-store credit.
Oh, no. I wouldn't even expect that.
That's store credit is what I was saying. Cash, probably like $7-8, if that. Yeah. If that. it's good for people who don't have access to the specialty stores and stuff to get the games that they grew up with. But I guess we'll just see. I don't feel great about it.
No, I mean, like, all the GameStops I've been to, like, they don't really have the, the space, the store volume to support, like, expanding into retro games. So, I wouldn't expect much of anything.
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot about GameStop as a business, but I do know that they have a lot of stock. And I feel like they're going to get... They have a good idea of what is selling and what isn't, and they'll be getting rid of the stuff that isn't. You know? Like the fucking FIFA 2015s and shit like that. Yeah. And those will hit the chopping block. And,
I've sold a bunch of games to, like,
entertainment
video... or, let's see... video trading company, movie trading company, and like some stuff just goes for like 50 cents or like stuff like that.
Just if you're listening to this at home, you sell your games on the internet or you sell them for what you know they're worth on Craigslist. And
exactly.
With a grain of salt, treat Craigslist with caution, because it sucks, but there are some fucking shitty people out there that'll rob you, that will do even worse things to you if they get the chance. Always meet in a parking lot somewhere with lots of people, or in the middle of a mall or something. Don't ever meet them at their house or anything like that.
Dark park at night.
If they're dressed like a clown, that's a good sign.
That means they're already too crazy to do anything.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Dark Souls DLC. First one came out. Ashes of Ariandel. And you don't know anything about it. I'm the only one that knows things about it. So why don't I just tell you about it?
I have the Ashes of Ariandel.
I'll tell you and the audience about it. I looked at the microphone like it's the audience. This is my conduit. Okay, so what people have been saying is it's too short.
Okay.
The last boss is too hard.
How much is it?
I don't know. Here, let's look. I've got a laptop right here, guys. Okay, Ashes of Ariandel. Let's just do PS4, because that's what we use.
Yup.
Cost or priced. Costume.
Costume price.
Okay, let's see here.
PlayStation 4, that is what we play. We do it every day, playing it. Doing it every day. Dark Souls, haven't
What the fuck?
played.
Why can't I find a price on this? Is it like $60 or something? That's typically what it means. There's a code online for $15. Okay. The PS4 digital code on Amazon is $15, so it's $20. That's not too crazy.
Yeah.
People are saying it's too short. People are saying it's too bleak. It takes place entirely in this world, this snowy wasteland, inside of a painting.
So Mario 64.
Yes, I'll try not to ruin too many plot points, because I've watched a lot of stuff on it, because I'm a big Dark Souls fan.
Right.
And that was one of our worst performing Let's Plays, but I wish it would have done better, because I would have loved to play that game all the way through. But it takes place in this painting world that's all snow. So it's like this snowy tundra wasteland for the entire game. And people are saying that it looks bad. From what I've seen, it doesn't look too interesting. Yeah. Another complaint that people are having is the final boss. And spoiler warning for everybody here, if you don't like spoilers, plug your ears and hum Backstreet's Back. All right. But the final boss has 3 separate full life bar stages.
Yeah.
And people are saying that that's way too hard. And I've watched Vidya play it. I've watched other people play it. And people are saying it takes them 40, 50 tries to beat the boss. And I feel like that, even for a Souls game, that is fucking ridiculous. Who's got the time in the day to sit there for like literally 6 hours trying to beat one boss. And
Well,
if you die, you start over at the beginning. You have to fight all 3 phases at once with 10 Estus flasks, and she fights. You didn't play the Old Hunter DLC, right, for Bloodborne?
No.
She fights like one of the most difficult bosses in Bloodborne. Her name's Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, and she's fucking ridiculous. And it's almost like they merged that fight with the final fight, the Orphan of Kos from Bloodborne, for that DLC.
Yeah.
Because he was like this frantic, like, hurricane of death-dealing, like, attacks. He could hit you from across the map. Lady Maria was, like, absurdly fast, and it's like they mix those two things, and this is that final boss. In this third, or the third or the fourth stage, you actually fight 2 bosses at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
But, like, just as a kind of counterpoint, if you're complaining that a boss is hard in a Souls game...
Fair enough. I mean, you have me there. Like, that's true. That's true.
You're kind of complaining that rain is wet.
I'm so wet from this rain. All right. But yeah, that's the Ashes of Ariandel. The Ashes of Ariandel is out now.
The Autism of Ariandel.
Check it out. It's cool looking. A throwaway headline, Microsoft has announced a new VR headset for Windows 10 starting at $299.
Yeah.
Which is something that we could afford and we could have.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we'd have to upgrade our system, right?
Windows 10, I mean...
Yeah.
Well, for... yeah. To run games and let's play them, yeah.
Right.
But to just play them for fun, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool.
Okay, this is really, really cool news. And I don't know if you've heard about this. I might have mentioned it to you in passing a few days ago, but Cuba, a Cuban game developer, is releasing the first independent Cuban game. Yeah. It's called Savior, and it's a 2D platformer where it's kind of meta because the characters eventually find out that they're in a video game, which is really cool. And it's 2D, so I mean, you take it's retro themed, you know?
Yeah.
Like some people that's a huge turnoff. They like those Xbox One fanboys that are like, fucking Gears of War. I'm imitating jerking off with both hands right now. Gears of War.
But for those Gears of War fans of ours, yeah, go fuck yourself.
I would play Gears of War 4 if I could. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about the Gears of War franchise or Call of Duty. How about that? Everybody hates Call of Duty.
But, like, I don't know. Like the indie game scene is 2D platformers are having kind of a renaissance right now.
A resurgence, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a renaissance. The Renaissance was back in the 90s, you know. That was the 2D platformer renaissance. Yeah. This is the new renaissance with like Michelangelo and stuff.
The Silver Age. Like Platinum, Silver,
Planned Parenthood. But yeah, I thought it looked really cool. In the description, there will be a link to the Indiegogo campaign. As of this video, they're at $9,571 US dollars raised by 110 backers with a goal of 10,000. And if I had the fucking scratch, I would donate, but I don't. So
yeah,
if anybody listening wants to support a really cool indie project coming out of a new studio, out of a crazy, I mean, a Cuban game. Like, yeah. Who could, the first Cuban game.
Yeah, like, new relations, new country.
Yeah. Smoke a cigar, fuck it. And finally, I'll close on 2 things. Sony has announced that they are having they're licensing pro gaming controllers with like moddable stuff, like triggers you can take off, stuff like that.
Nice.
One's called the Razer Raiju, and the other one is the Nacon Revolution.
Now, is that Razer like the company Razer that makes like
scooters?
No, like scooters for your hands that are mice. Like no, like the PC
Razer. Is that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know. They make pro gaming mice.
I guess. I would think so.
Okay.
If they're making pro stuff, like
yeah,
it's
okay.
Probably safe bet. Let's see here.
They make pro gaming stuff for PC game.
A little
machines.
A word to the weary. Raiju, the controller, means Thunder Beast. So
nice.
I would go ahead and get that one. As opposed to the Nacon Revolution.
I just found my porn actor name.
What would you rather?
Thunder Beast.
Would you rather play Dance Dance Revolution or Dance Dance Thunder Beast?
Well, the second one's way too intimidating, so maybe Dance Dance Revolution.
I'd play with Thunder Beast.
Could be a Cuban game.
And was there anything you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about...
That's all the time we have... No, I'm just...
The Oculus Rift. The CEO announced that he was going to support Trump and had a lot of dropouts from developers.
Well, that's just asinine for a developer to say.
Yeah, well, it's kind of asinine for a CEO of a startup company.
It's asinine that he's a fucking candidate for the presidency. We're a gaming channel. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. But, so why the hell?
I mean, yeah, that's just stupid. I don't.
It's stupid on both parts.
You don't come out and you don't support a candidate when you have something to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we don't.
So yay!
I support Vermin King or whatever his name is.
Vermin McDonald's. What?
Well, thank y'all very much for tuning in. This was the second episode of the Super Vidya Cast.
Yep.
We're going to keep these going. If you feel like it, in the comments below, maybe send us a line of stuff you'd maybe like us to talk about, things you'd like us to do on the show. Maybe if you'd like to hear a little bit more about us, just let us know. And as always, have a fantastic day. And please come back and see us again sometime. I'm Travis.
I'm Austin.
And we love you.
Goodbye.